Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Well, it's a new day. It is a new day, and the sale of Spare continues to climb. I don't know what the latest is. I'm still stuck at the 1.4 million copies. So I don't know what the updated figures are. I searched and I could not find them. But if one of our trusted squaddies can help us out with that, I'd appreciate it. Hello, Carolyn Soares and Mary H., Sharon Jones. Let's see. Is it Louise Narcisse? And let me see. Radharani Martinez. Hello, Sharon Chung. Connie Balmer. Hello, Connie Balmer. Marshar is here. Truth Dodilly. Mars 5004. Brenda Phillips, Nubian Queen. Peggy. Child of Cece. Let's see. Jan Martin, Janice Goodrich, Judy, Andrea Allen, Brenda Phillips, Karen, Sherry Ware. Let me just scroll back and make sure that I'm not missing any super chats. Don't want to be careless. Oh, by the way, put that up on the screen. There we go. Since I know you guys can hear me. Okay, so I don't think I missed any super chats. Hello, Elaine Parker, Lydia Washington, Kenitha Ash, Fancy. Okay, I think we're good. Hello, Joan Garcia. Joan Garcia wants to say hi to a few people, and we're always glad to help out with those endeavors, right? Right. Okay, well, hello to everyone else that's here. Glad you're here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys could be just about any place you want, but you chose to spend some time with us here at Royal Sussex. Hello, Maureen Reed, B. Thomas, Rodney Jackson. Okay, so Will and Kate, just a little embarrassed. And yeah, so I just decided to call it the way I see it. Will and Kate embarrassed, Harry empowered, absolutely empowered. Oh my goodness, Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. I feel empowered now. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex and being a member of Royal Sussex. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Thank you for, it's starting to get a little late where you are, right? Okay, thank you. Let's see here. So if I do that, but
guess what news came in today just out of nowhere? Who was expecting this? I mean, we knew it was coming, but when? This new series from Archwell Productions follows a group of extraordinary competitors from around the globe, all service members who have suffered life changing injuries or illness on their road to competing at the Invictus Games. Yes, it's finally here. Heart of Invictus, summer of 2023. So, as you know, there were people who were, hi, Black Queen, that Indigo, they were so, is that, let me see, who do I see there? Hi, Beverly McCaskill. Oh, well, anyway, there were people that were so preoccupied with the Sussexes, and they always like to point out, oh, okay, I know who one of the main perpetrators were. Yeah, they probably had cameras in their hair and maybe in their pockets, and perhaps Archie's juice box. They probably photographed the queen. Yes, there was one person in particular who couldn't sleep for seeing cameras everywhere. It may be a camera in my butter dish. Every place she turned, this woman was seeing cameras and more cameras. Well, yes, there were some cameras that were recording them in certain places, but they were documenting their work for future projects. Not all of them are going to be in the heart of Invictus, but either way, um, I will tell you this much. Uh, there are certain things that are only done in the royal family in front of a camera. Harry is not having cameras around him for his sake, but for the sake of some of the, the causes that he is instrumental or have founded, like Invictus. So yes, there's a need for cameras, and I would say that people like Angela Latrine ought not lose sleep over it. It's just a camera. So what? If there's a camera in Archie's juice box, then there's a reason for it. If there's a camera on Lily D's pram, there's a reason for it. So chill. Let them do what they need to do. Gosh, why be so preoccupied? I tell you what, nobody's swinging a camera in her direction, so she ought not worry about it, right? So anyway, that is good news. Prince Harry's next Netflix series on his Invictus Games is coming to screens this summer. Heart of Invictus will follow service personnel athletes as they prepare to compete at the Duke of Sussex's Invictus Games. And by the way, you guys, let's see some thumbs up if you guys are feeling better about this whole Harry and his service in Afghanistan controversy. I'd have to say thank you so much to Stephen Colbert, who I think helped out a lot. I was hoping that they could resolve a lot of those, issues that had rose up because of the angry British press. But as expected, he had a chance. Oh, okay, I see the thumbs up. Thank you so much, Verda Sanchez. Um, but yeah, that helped out a lot. Plus, they had invited servicemen there, and Harry, most importantly, Harry had a chance to speak directly to people and even called out the tabloid or British media, one and the same. He called them out as liars. He said it was a lie. And that, because he's such a genuine person, because he's such an honest broker, and so imperfect, but yet that's part of his charm is that he's not perfect. He doesn't pretend to be perfect, but people respect him because he's a man who has tried so hard to have a purpose in his life, and he's found it with Invictus, with his family, and of course the other projects that he's been working on. Of course, with the mental health awareness. So he's found his voice. And as I'm making my way through the book, I think I'm just like maybe one third the way through it. Um, I I have to tell you, it's just like reading those words is like watching the metal of a samurai sword being forged. If you guys have ever seen that process, they literally layer the steel and they hammer it, and by heating and banging on that steel, it becomes so tempered that it is virtually indestructible. And what it would take to shatter a samurai sword is a great deal of force, which is why they keep heating it, and then they fold it and heat it and fold it and bang it until it is so strong that just any regular steel blade would just shatter from its impact. So that is what I am feeling about these early chapters of the book. So let's see here. Oh, thank you so much, Chef Sandy Love. And thank you for the super sticker. And as always, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. Uh, I just saw one. Okay. Ann Fu says Angela Latrine has now got, what is that, pitched in the gutter with all her knowledge of Hero Harry. We got all in the spare from the hero. Go away, troll. Yes, she is a troll. That troll, Angela Latrine. She needs to just go away. And I'm sure you guys, I can't prove this, but I'm sure that she's hoping that all of the traffic being driven toward the book sales will somehow help prop up the sale of anything that she's written. But I hope that that's not the case. But I think that some, bookshops or whatever may try to group them together. But oh man, I hope they don't do that. I don't want to help her in the least bit. So, okay, let's move on. One more. Prince Harry draws largest audience for a late show with Stephen Colbert in more than 2 years. Did you guys hear about that? The largest audience for Stephen Colbert in more than 2 years. How about that? I am not surprised, of course. I am very much delighted to know that, and I'm glad and so proud for Prince Harry. But yeah, you have it, guys, right there. Prince Harry is popular with the late night audience. The Duke of Sussex appearance on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert scored the largest weeknight audience for the show in more than 2 years. The episode averaged 3.15 million total views, according to early Nielsen data, which is the most viewers on a weeknight since former President Barack Obama appeared on the show in November 2020. Are we putting the Duke of Sussex visit right there on par with the visit from Barack Obama? Come on. Come on. Well, you know what? I have to say this. And you guys, when you see those statistics, just bear in mind there's a lot of people, and you guys know who you are because I was one of them, but I had to sort it out. How in the world am I going to watch this? I went to go and try to turn the regular free television to CBS, and I had to do all kind of hijinks and such, go through the manual and try to figure out how to scan for channels with this smart TV. So there's a lot of people who would have watched live but could not because they realized that television wasn't connected properly because a lot of us either stream or whatever. So that is a factor. And I don't know about your television market, but where I live, CBS always seems to be, excuse me, historically the weakest signal. So the fact that I was able to get it without it, buffering or anything like that was extraordinary. I'm like, well, it's meant to be. So that's a factor. And so there's a lot of people who will depend upon watching the late show um, by streaming it later on. So to get an audience of 3.15 million viewers in one night, that is extraordinary. Trust me, that is a great number. That I don't know what the equivalent would be to pre-streaming days, but that's a great number. So that is something to be really impressed about nowadays. Let's see here. I thought, oh, there we go. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. And you know, guys, I just want to add a little, and this has like very little to do with um, Prince Harry, but just, you know, I never watched the Oscars. I do enjoy watching it when I'm, excited about a movie. But when they say that, oh, the very woke Oscars are dead, again, it's just because a lot of people are dependent upon streaming things. It's just not a lot of people that sit at the same dinner table with their family. And there's not a lot of people who sit around that one big television in the house to watch the Oscars. So take those numbers with a grain of salt. Hollywood is not dead. The Oscars is not dead. And if you can get numbers like that, that is more than respectable. So thank you, Elaine Parker. And Verta Sanchez, do you have a comment there? Oh, you just want to say hi to some people? That is very sweet. Thank you so much. Looks like Sharon Davis would like to do the same. There you go. All right. Thank you, everybody. And I think yes. Sherry Ware would like to say hello to a few people. Always glad to help out. I'm glad you guys are having this moment of community. That is so important. Let's see. Darlene Anderson said, had a chance to watch Stephen Colbert interview today. Man, it was great. We'll see what I mean, Darlene. You are making my point for me. Is that a lot of us will watch at different times. We're watching clips here and there. So the numbers are so much greater than I think they can accurately count. So I would just say, oh, okay, well, let's multiply that figure that they gave us. But to be fair, that's how many people who watched live, and that is still a great number. So, Royal Rhoda, Chris Shipwreck. Oh, you mean Chris Ship with a P, not a T? Had a. I'm one of these days, Francilia. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say it the wrong way. But for now, I'm going to say it very carefully. Chris Ship with a P, not a T, but the Royal Rotor Chris Shipwreck had to admit that not only is Harry's book a bestseller, but the U.S. loves him. Okay, so let's add him to the pile. I thought that he was going to cry. All right, so you got Chris Ship. Oh, what is her name? The one that had the book recently. Okay, so Tom Barrow. Yeah, Tom Barrow. He had to admit that the Sussexes are winning. And gosh, I can't remember her name right now, but she had to admit that the Sussexes have won over. Well, not won over, but are still in a commanding position in the United States. And so you have older people in Britain, you have the MAGA people in the US, but by and large, the Sussexes are winning. And you guys, the Sussexes winning with all of the hatred and vitriol and nastiness that's thrown at them, in spite of all those things, they are still the most influential couple in the world today. They Harry is the most popular guy on the planet right now. Meghan is the most popular woman on the planet right now. I mean, that's extraordinary for a couple of people who have been sabotaged by this system as I understand it, sabotage is based on was it the French word sabot, where they would take their wooden shoes and throw it into the mechanisms of the windmill or whatever like equipment, they would throw that shoe into it and break it down. That's where the word sabotage comes from. And so that is what the Royal Rota and the institution was trying to do to them. And somehow that machine just keeps churning out excellence. And I love that. So, oh, Sherry Ware still has a few more hellos. Glad to know that. All right, I'm gonna keep moving here. Thank you so much, you guys, for your comments. Now, this guy right here, here's someone who not Hoghead. Hoghead is not the one who has something positive to say. Obviously, not the one. But let me get this sound bite for you guys, and then you can hear it for yourself. Because, oh, and by the way, you guys, please pray for Lisa Marie Presley. Apparently, she has taken ill, and I have a soft spot for her just because of the type of childhood she's had. And you guys, please pray for her because I like her. I really do like her. I don't know her that well, but I know she hasn't really had it easy. But it's the classic case of the like Harry, a child who lost a parent too soon. So, and of course, that parent being one of the most popular people on earth and bigger than life, there's a bit of a parallel there, ever so, slightly, but there's that parallel there. And when I heard that today that she had taken ill, I was a bit heartbroken by that. So you guys do pray for her. Okay, so the sound bite, without further ado. Okay.
Neil, I mean, there's been a lot of backlash to this from the British Armed Forces. Certainly, almost everyone I've seen shared the view of Colonel Kemp that he shouldn't have gone down this avenue. We know you as the man who heroically shot and killed the world's worst terrorist, Osama bin Laden, and thank you again for doing that. We know that because you wrote about it yourself in a book, a great book, and you talk about other kills as well in there. Do you intrinsically have any problem with what Harry has said here?
No, I don't have a problem with it at all, Pierce. If he goes through the proper channels, which I hope he did, then there's nothing wrong with talking about what happens in war. And it's just, as far as the history of war goes and for future generations, as long as it's the truth, and if you're telling the truth, you don't need to remember anything else. Having said they're like chess pieces, I think that's giving him a compliment because it's not that complex. The man's flying an Apache helicopter, a kill helicopter, and he's giving him a little bit of credit. I mean, it's not like Islamists are going to like us any less or want to kill us more because of something Prince Harry said. And it's, the Haqqanis are saying it. The Haqqanis have been jihadis and criminals, traffickers and drug pushers since the Russians invaded. So it's not like they're great people either. Yeah, I mean, he said what he said, and I think he was nice about it. It was up to me, and they were actually terrorists. I wish he would have killed more.
I mean, somebody said that there's a big difference between a British soldier or someone like you, for example, killing 100 Taliban and a member of the royal family killing one, that the amplification of the fact he's a member of the royal family doing this put a bigger security risk against the royal family, against him and his family now in California, and potentially against Britain because of who he is.
Well, I mean, there's been a talk forever, and there will be, and it's not like if nothing, they could put their heads in the sand and pretend they're not targets. I hope their security is, I hope their finalization. There are people that they're going to hate me and you the same, as always, and we're going to prop this up. They're putting Afghanistan back on the map and province, which is dangerous on the map. But he said what he said it, and can learn from what people did.
Okay, sorry about the way the sound skipped there at the end, but he summed it up as he said what he said, right? He said what he said. Now, this is the guy who has taken credit for having eliminated Osama bin Laden. And he has, boasted about it. And there have been many a soldier, especially the snipers, that have spoken frankly about their history in the armed services. And so why single Harry out is for no other reason but to try and destroy him. And even though they know that they were putting him at risk by doing so, and the thing is, I mentioned this days ago. I don't suspect that the actual warlords or chieftain or whomever in Afghanistan are the ones that would target him. Now, some lone wolf somewhere who has been indoctrinated or something like that, yeah, that is something to worry about. But as for like a squadron of people to go after him, I don't suspect that anything like that would happen. The letter that they wrote was very formal, which let me know that these are not, some wild individuals who don't know exactly how war works or how the world works or anything like that. But they were only taunting Harry because they were encouraged to do so by his home country, by the media, that is, in his home country, his country of birth, which makes what they said so much more disgusting, so much more horrible, is the fact that these are his neighbors, so to speak, his fellow citizens, subjects. These are his own countrymen that began to harass him across the airwaves so they could create an atmosphere where he would be in danger, where he would be embarrassed first and foremost, but even endanger the life of himself and his family, which is what makes that so extraordinary, is that they have proven that there's no level that they won't stoop to. And so with this gang of writers, and that's what I think they are, is just a gang of writers that work for these tabloids, there seems to be no bottom to what they're capable of. There seems to be no limit to what they're capable of. Is destroy, destroy, destroy. As you know, obviously, we've seen with the likes of Princess Diana, Carolyn Flack, and so many other people that have had their lives turned upside down, along with their families, because of the terrible stories and rumors and such that are perpetuated because of the tabloid media. So that's this guy said it best. He said what he said. So um and then of course there's this situation. I Okay, so in the US is TJ Maxx. In the UK is TK Maxx, which is so odd because I shopped there when I was in the UK. And I'm gonna have to go back and look at those photos because I don't remember it being TJ Maxx, TK. I thought it was TJ. So maybe I just wasn't paying close attention. I don't know. Wouldn't be a first, but I don't know. But apparently let me do this. Let me do this just to satisfy my curiosity. I know I shopped at one in Liverpool, and I am going to just go to my photos. And there it is. All right. Truth is, it. Well, you know what? I can't see the signage, but I can see a couple of photos from inside the shop. And I don't know if it was a TK or a TJ, but I thought it was TJ. Well, anyway, that is what they call it over there for whatever reason. Fine. All right, moving on. Let's just say this. So it all started with this claim that they never have annual sales, that they do not have annual sales. That is uh, never a period in which they are pressured to get rid of the old merchandise. And of course, when I say pressure to get rid of the old merchandise, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Let's do word association. I'll go first. Old merchandise. Get rid of discarded old goods. Get rid of obsolete objects. Darn, I don't know why that keeps happening. But what was the Okay. Let me do some more word association. Damaged goods. What is that they call it? Odds and ends. Damaged goods. Irregulars. Irregular damaged goods. Wow, that's so weird. Okay, how about out of style, out of fashion? Well, whatever you call it, they do have to get rid of that stuff from time to time. So it says right here, a TK Maxx spokesman has claimed the store doesn't do sales, so Harry doesn't buy clothes during the sale there. The claim is easily refuted, but why would TK Maxx speak out? Could it be related to their ongoing partnership with the Prince's Trust? Well, one could infer that it may have something to do with an ongoing relationship with the Prince's Trust. Like, for instance, take a look here. To celebrate our success partnership with the Prince's Trust and their Get Into Retail program, a royal guest visited our toting store today. What an honor, and thank you, HRH Prince of Wales. So obviously this was not King Thank you, Mystic Toxin. Overstocked miscellaneous. Yes. I see you guys like this game. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, this overstocked and miscellaneous Prince of Wales made a visit to one of those shops. And then as you can see up there, more Prince's Trust, and then right there, more Prince's Trust. Truth is, it's so blurry, I can barely see the writing. But, okay, wait a minute. Just 1 week, we will be turning to see the winners. Oh, yes. So that doesn't have, that's, all right, never mind. But, so let me tell you something, though. Look at this. TK Maxx launches huge 80% off sale, and employee reveals when to get the best bargains. So what do you mean Harry doesn't shop there and find sales? Why would they even, it's just, why would you, how stupid. And this is dated 2019. Look at this. Bargain Hunt Air. Prince Harry shops at discount store. Well, how about over here? Prince Harry's spotted shopping at our High Street Kensington store. Now, they are so proud of the fact that Harry is shopping at one of their high street stores that they even tweeted about it. So why? Yes, Andy Bullard, they just can't help themselves. The lies just keep on coming, just proving Harry's point. And they were quick to react. Now, someone had shared the passage in the book. I'm trying to avoid that because I want to get to it myself. So I can't, I'm not going to quote it. If you have the book, I'm telling you, once you really get into it, it's a very brisk read. I can't believe how far I have gotten. Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm listening to the audio, which takes about 15 hours, and I think I've done 5. I could not tear myself away from it. I just wanted to hear more. And even the smallest, most minute details was incredibly interesting. So It paints quite a picture. That's all I can say. And I find myself just daydreaming about the text as Harry spoke it, and hearing Harry actually read the text, to do this audio version. It's beautiful. I love it. So yeah, how ridiculous of them, how careless of them. Let's see, and let me see. Okay, I can't see that up there. Let me pull that down. Oh, and puts out a new sale ad today, the same end of year sale references. Okay. And over here on the right side, why even princes shop at TK Maxx? It's a cut price store that looks like a jumbo sale, but as Harry has found, there are incredible designer bargains to be had. So I, you know, I I don't know what the shopping trip was about, and I'm gonna wait till I get to it in the book. Um, but I tell you, I'm loving the book. I have been back and forth to Africa with Harry. I have been back and forth to Afghanistan with Harry, and I'm just it's beautiful. I love it. It's beautiful. So um even if you have the book, if you get the audio, I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I intend to, well, of course, I already got my book, so I have both. And yeah, I'm happy. Okay. Have you had a chance to read your brother's book? Prince William ignores question about Harry's memoir as supportive crowds greet him and Kate with huge cheers on their first royal engagement since the Duke's U.S. publicity blitz. So, yeah, looking a bit downcast, or as they like to say in the U.S., a bit down in the mouth. Brother's book at all, Your Royal Highness? Someone yelled to him, "Have you read your brother's book at all?" And Will's bad book. And Will's bad book. So I guess that means that Harry is in William's bad book. Well, they did the best they could to save face. Now, I'm just going to point it out. As you can see, they are dressed as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Can you guys tell? They have literally dressed like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Although, although, if that was the Duchess of Sussex, she would probably have, those finely tailored pants on. But the coat, the crew neck sweater, they are doing their best to actually, you know what they're doing, don't you? They are trying to mock the Sussexes when the truth is they are the ones who have egg all over their faces. So, um, I tell you what, they're doing the best they can with what they have to work with, which is not much. So they duck and cover. They ducked out of there as someone asked, "Your Royal Highness, have you read Harry's book? What do you think of Harry's book?" No comment. They just kind of scurried along like a couple of little mice. What exactly is the problem with shopping at TJ Maxx or TK Maxx or the thrift store? Interesting that the same people who blast M's wardrobe budget are attempting to shame Harry for shopping at TK. Yeah. Um, Again, I don't know what the fuss is about. I'm going to wait till I get to that chapter of the book. But yeah, fine. Fine. Okay. Let me see here. And Julia Rock says, "Love Harry. Just so happy for him. He is a normal guy and has been through the ringer with those wackos. So happy for Harry and Meghan and their little family. He deserves to be happy and free." Yes, Julia Rock. Thank you so much for that comment. Greatly appreciate it. All right, so right here, Kate Middleton and Prince William wore matching outfits for their first engagement following Spare. Well, we both, I'm sorry, not we both, but we all know it's not just matching outfits. They are wearing um copycat outfits again. And yes, I know we promised that we were not going to point out that because it's just a way to get attention or try to draw attention away from the Sussexes. But today, you guys, I have to say this, it just looks so desperate and so sad. Wow, 1,815 people in the chats. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, please, please share. Do you guys know that Royal Sussex is less than 100 subscribers away from 30,000? I mean, we're so close, I have to say it like Oprah. 30,000. What else would we do? You get a book, you get a book, everybody gets a book. So, just as Oprah would say, if you guys would look under your chairs right now, everybody's going home with a copy of Spare. Oh, man. So, William's reaction was quite typical. There he is, incandescent with rage, scowling, as Harry says, or even worse, bristling from frustration. Poor William. And then Kate's reaction, well, she just looked. Kate couldn't do nothing but just look on, mouth askew, eyes, well, a bit, I don't know, deep set and startling. Hair, actually, no extensions on this photo, but I'm sure she usually has her extensions. They're just kind of well hidden. But yes, Kate just stared. William bristled with frustration. And of course, back at Kensington Palace, well, I would imagine that they're just going to continue to plot well into the night. And speaking of which, if not for the Kensington crew, if not for the hostility that has been lobbed at the Sussexes over and over again, this book could have been a completely different project. Well, not completely different, but Harry was going to tell his truth. But it's unfortunate that there is this story to tell because of how cruel and heartless that group at Kensington Palace was, and probably continues to be in regards to the Sussexes. I mean, I really do hate this happen. I have fun with it because, well, I'm trying to neutralize the pain that I feel about what they've been through. However, it still happened, and I hate that, it happened. And so hopefully everyone will learn and move on. Now, right here, royal family are banned from taking selfies as Queen disapproves of disrespectful trend. So, as you can see in the bottom right there, Meghan is learning the royal ropes already, telling one couple who asked for a selfie in Nottingham today, we're not allowed to do selfies, right? Remember that from 2017? Well, take a look up there. Prince William and Princess Catherine shake hands and take selfies with crowd outside their shop. Oh gosh, what does that say? In Chelsea. Okay, that's interesting. Why are they in Chelsea? Oh, you know what? That's in Boston. All right, not that Chelsea, but okay. You know what? That's not from today. That is from Boston. I'm just like, why are they in Chelsea? But the reason why I'm sharing the image from Boston or the tweet about Boston, the reason why I am sharing the Victoria Murphy tweet, as well as this old story up top, let me show you. Look at what they did today. Yes, they took selfies, and they were very glad to take selfies. As you can see, that which they have claimed was not supposed to happen. And well, I guess the queen is dead, so long live the selfies. They are so glad to take selfies, and Kate just keeps hugging people and grabbing people and all kind of stuff she's doing that otherwise would not have happened. But the thing is, not only are they dressing like the Sussexes, right? But they are acting like the Sussexes with the selfies and the hugs and so on and so forth. So they are taking a page right out of the Harry and Meghan engaging with the public playbook. Now, William, he's managed to get the selfie, but as per usual, he forgot to smile, but he'll get there. He'll get there. Let me see here. Oh, you just got your book, huh, Gwendolyn Daniels? Oh, very cool. Very cool. I'm actually sending someone a book, and I don't think they're on here, so I don't think they're going to overhear. But I'm actually sending a book to someone. And won't they be surprised? Okay. Gosh, I hope they didn't overhear. So there is Prince William practicing the selfie, as you know, since they have let slip the rules. He's practicing his selfie while balancing himself on the wall. Oh, so God's child says, "Finish spare. I'm one of many brown black people whose taxes maintain our British royal family. Yet King Charles had no money for Meghan, who used her credit card, old gowns, Kate allegedly £179,000 wardrobe. Press said King Charles covered Meghan's costs. I'm livid. I recall that, God's child. They claim that Charles was paying for Meghan. And now we know that that is not true, that the allowance was for the bare minimum of what they needed to do their royal duties. So Meghan, in spite of all of that, managed to bust out the looks that garnered her the position of being, the literal queen of the walkabouts and royal duty with those outfits. And the thing about it is, it wasn't so much how much Meghan paid or what she wore, but this is what they say: fashion is something you buy, taste is something that you have. And so when you have good taste, as Meghan does, when you know what suits your body, as Meghan knows, then the clothes, are actually going to look better on you. You are going to be more comfortable, and that's why that's the big difference. There are people who can spend a lot of money on clothes, like £179,000, and still look awkward and like the skin is crawling. And then you have Meghan, who could wear something that even costs half or a fraction of the price and is always chic and elegant and on point. Plus she knows how to walk. So all of that comes together, and Meghan sells for these designers. So today I'm going to tell you guys what I noticed from that article. There is an attempt to try to push this green leather bag that Duchess Doolittle was carrying. They're trying to push it. They showcase that bag because just like when Meghan wore that almost near identical coat, the bag that she was carrying sold out that afternoon. So they're pushing so that they can say that Kate sold out their bags, but good luck with that. Nobody's paying attention to her. When Kate carries a bag, it looks like the bag is carrying Kate. Thank you so much for your comment, God's child, and thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member of Royal Sussex. I almost forgot about that. So, oh, really? Sean purchased 2 yesterday, and the 3rd is coming next week, and I have my Audible. Well, okay, Audible. Yeah, you did say Audible. I'm just kidding. It is Audible, though, right? Yeah, Audible. So I am going to purchase another book and send one off again just for that. Then I'm going to purchase another book. So let me see. You got 3. Okay, a 3rd is coming. All right, so I got to get one more and send it to someone. Well, I've already done that, though, so we're even, Sean. So I tell you what, let's see who's first to send off another one. Okay. Oh, by the way, you guys, not only is William practicing his selfies, but he's also reading the Spare. He's reading Spare. So there he is on the wall, or straddling the fence. Well, okay, he's on the wall. And so not only is he practicing his selfies, but he's also taking the time to read Spare. So no matter what they say, no matter what they say, trust me when I say this, he is still reading the Spare. Hey, Big Mama. Big Mama's here today. Let me see who else. Exactly, Dorothy Ross. They can try as hard as they like, but fashion is something you buy, and taste is something that you either have it or you don't. And Megan has great, I would even say, exquisite taste. And I must admit, she has improved a lot over the years, but even back in the day, long before marrying into the family, she was able to pull together a look. When you can just, pull pieces together that normally would not complement each other, and and just look chic and elegant, that is a gift. And some people just don't have it. So, not to disparage the newly minted Prince of Wales, but they keep trying to put this pressure on her that is not helping her. I think it embarrasses her. Let's see here. Joy Amore, thank you so much for the super sticker. And someone said, Baron, I like your sense of humor. I was trying to find it so I could highlight it, but I've lost it. But I did read that. Thank you so much. And okay, and so right here, Rebecca English, mental health is a key focus for William and Kate's, particularly supporting young people. OCD focuses on using non-conventional methods to connect with the community rather, and help those who feel they may need support. So the the Rebecca English thing has nothing to do with what's on the right side. So if you will, oh, by the way, Joy and Moore, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. It has nothing to do with the quotes on the right side, but I just squeezed those on the same slide. But what I want you to notice is that there are young people. There is Will and Kate, and they're trying to chip away at that support that the Sussexes have whilst dressing like Harry and this is so pathetic, isn't it? Oh my God, I feel sad for them. They're dressing like. Let me go back, you guys. Sorry about this. They are acting like Meghan and Harry. They are acting like Meghan and Harry, and they are even. Well, yeah. I mean, they're dressing, they're acting, and they are supporting the cause of the youth, trying to steal that support away from the Sussexes. It's so sad. Look at that. And poor William, he got everything right today except for one thing. He forgot to smile. He forgot to smile. If he would have smiled, he would have actually have ticked every box. But he forgot to smile. Poor guy. Let me see. Mystic Toxin says at Target, going to dip out of chat for a while I shop, hoping the internet was right and they have a copy of Spare in stock. Great, Mystic Toxin. Thank you so much for visiting with us. And I'm so glad that we can keep you company while you're at the Target. I love hearing that. I love that, you guys. I'm always like really happy when I hear people say that they're multitasking or shopping or cooking or something like that, and that they have Royal Sussex on in the background. Doesn't offend me at all. As a matter of fact, I hope that you guys will do that. And sometimes I like go on to the what do you call it, onto the YouTube for some of the other channels, and I just, I might cook or clean, or sometimes I'm in my car. Like I was driving about a couple months ago listening to pedals, so always glad to hear that. Let's see. Big Mama says, Baron, what's going on with the Royal Aid mouth? Royal Aid mouth? What is that? Oh, is that over here? I see it now. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, so let's talk about these. Well, oh my goodness. Look, one of the squatties put this together, and I kind of stopped when I got to the, Senior Palasaurus, Royal Insider, Palasaurus, and Royal Aid. I kind of stopped there. I didn't really bother to look at their faces as much, but now I actually see it. Thank you, Big Mama. Well, her mouth is always a bit askew. Where is that mouth askew? You see there? She's always smiling, so it doesn't line up anymore. Poor thing. God bless her. But her mouth doesn't line up. It's a bit askew because she's always smiling. So maybe she's resting her jaw muscles or something. All that grinning and grinning and grinning. I mean, that's got to do something over time. And then, of course, if there's anything else there besides face muscles, wink, wink, anything there besides flesh and blood, like, well, I can't say because the palace might come after me. But if there is anything else present, if there is anything else present, it's got to put on a bit of a strain. And so to counter that, she has to, you know what I mean? So just in case there's something else there, something that was prescribed and or not prescribed. Yes, to prescribe or not prescribe. You know what I'm trying to say. There may be some other reasons. So maybe they just got back from a place. Yeah, I'll just say a place. Now, I saw this first on Prince Max. I don't know who actually created these, but I love it. I saw this on Prince Max, so I'm going to share it with you. There is this one. I like that one. Matter of fact, I love them all, but it is those reimagined images that some people do with those phone apps. So, Charlotte, hello, Charlotte. It's been a while. Thank you so much for being here. So, yeah, it's some of those reimagined phone apps. And that is one of my favorites, as well as the others. But, but anyway, let's get this one in, right? Okay, bonsoir to you too, Charlotte. Thank you so much for being here. Been a while since I've had a chance to do that. Glad to get that out of my system. All right, so this one is pretty cool. These are like, I guess, galactic space futuristic uniforms, but I think that, well, you know what? If it's a phone app that they've used, they have really captured the very spirit of the Duke of Sussex. So love them all. And then there's this one. Okay, kind of like an intergalactic futuristic space cadet or a space commander, right? And then one more. There you go. This one is almost like very stoic and almost like a monk or some holy man in the future. So all of those are pretty cool. So I'll go through them one more time. There we go. Starting from here and here and here. I think this one is the one that looks the most lifelike. And here. Yeah, very cool. All right. And then there's the Paramount Veterans Network. Take a look, you guys. So these guys were the ones that Prince Harry was obviously gazing at up in the balcony. They made a visit to the Stephen Colbert show. They were invited to be there. And so, as you know, Prince Harry said, I think there's some veterans here tonight. Well, there were veterans there that night, and they were excited to be there, especially to support Prince Harry, and of course, to be at the Stephen Colbert show, to be fair. Either one is a win-win, I'm sure, for anybody who was invited. So let me see if I can. Oh, there it is right here. So I suspect that when Prince Harry, okay, let me try to do this in order. So Prince Harry steps out, right? He steps out to great fanfare. And then here you have this standing ovation. Now, if I could try to find them up there, they're either on the far left or the far right. But either way, this was quite a moment. And so there's a standing ovation because Prince Harry has come out. And then there he is gazing up into the balcony. And I had to kind of, I love to play detective. So check this out. There they are up in the balcony. And so I suspect that after the show, they may have stayed behind, or perhaps before they took their seats, they were there up in the balcony. And that is where the big cheering section, or should I say, the most thunderous cheers came from that group of veterans right there. So, how cool is that? And let me see here. There you go. There's a close up of the group. I mean, they look like they're having the time of their lives. Okay, I'm going to get to that one in just a minute. So let me go back here, and then I'll share this with you. Oh, man. Okay, so it says Paramount VetNet. I had a bigger one of these, but I don't know where it is now. Members of the Paramount Veterans Network and our friends from, what is that, WWP and I think it's Vet, whatever, Connect, and something else, which is too small to see, attend a live taping of the first late night show. I'm sorry, number one late night show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and the Army National Guard veterans and members of the Wounded Warrior Project share her experience. We were invited to watch The Late Show with Stephen Colbert yesterday. Compliments Paramount VetNet. When they announced Tom Hanks as the first guest, I was thrilled. However, they had another special guest, the Duke of Sussex himself. I was totally blown away with how relatable he was. He spoke mental health, recovering from trauma, and being brave enough to pursue what's best for your family. So that is the very, painfully small print there. But yeah, so this is super, super cool. Love it. Ava, there we go. Ava Langren says, Harry and Meghan exude a joy and warmth that is infectious. Will and Kate will have a difficult time replacing it. Won't they, though? They have literally purged the stars of the royal family, the most popular couple on the planet. And they purged them, they removed them, they chased them out of the country. And what do they have left? Will and Kate. God help them. Thank you so much, Ava Langren, and thank you so much for being here and watching Royal Sussex. Yep, the true stars of the family. Everybody agrees. Hey, VS Speaks Royally, thank you so much for being here. Okay. And then Margarita Perez says, after debuting in the number 4 position last week, Harry and Meghan has risen to second place on Nielsen's weekly streaming rankings with the debut of his second set of 3 episodes. Really? Really? Well, that's good news. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so there they are again before we move on. And let's get to this guy. Lee, a former Royal Marine from Yalverton. Is that a place? Yalverton? Served 3 tours of Afghanistan and says nobody is giving Prince Harry's side of the story. You know what? I love this guy, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you why. A former Royal Marine from Devon has defended Prince Harry and slammed critics who claim he's boasting about his Taliban kills. Lee Spencer from Yelverton says nobody has given Harry's side of the story. Well, I tell you what, you guys, I am going to give his side of the story. This guy right here is, you know what, the action figure. That's what he is. He is a living, breathing action figure. That is what he is. He's an action figure.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hello. You basically cycled the whole of the UK and climbed 2 mountains. And after that, and only after that, did your stump start to give you a few issues to the point of where you had to pull out of the very last phase of it. But you've put so much into this. I hope that you are really happy. I know you're not happy, but I hope that you feel really proud of yourself to have done what you've done. And I don't dare ask what's next, or whether this is now the goal, this is the task to complete this challenge.
For me, it's always been about getting the message right, not defined by disability, but keeping wounded, injured servicemen and women in the nation's conscience. They're the 2 things that were primary. I'm almost certainly going to try this again, but the channel will be as part of a relay. So it won't be the triathlon of Great Britain, which is completely doable. I know that's
100%
well capabilities, but the cycle, we're going to have to approach it differently. Every amputation, every injury is unique, and every prosthetic, how it fits to every different person. So someone might be out there, might be able to do it, but I definitely do have to do something that I think matters.
Well, there's a scale. There's a scale of things that matter. There's a scale of things that matter to you and that matters to other people, to the Marines, to your community. Like, there's a whole list of options. I think you've gone from you started so extreme that I think you've only ever thought, well, if I started there, I can only go here. Whereas there's all of this area that you can play in as well. Well, you might not have completed this one, but you certainly achieved it in my mind. So, well done. Thanks for spending the time to have a quick chat with me, and good to see you looking so well and healthy and smiley and happy. Keep me posted. I'm already excited about the next little venture, not massive.
It's very kind of it, and thank you again for your support.
All right, Lee, look after yourself. Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.
Take care.
Have a nice time. Bye.
So I knew the name Lee Spencer because I put this video together some time ago. And so when I saw that he was defending Prince Harry, I was not surprised. Now, I wish that other wounded soldier, the one that told Harry he needs to shut up last week, I wish he was more supportive, as Harry has been supportive to him. You guys, there are so many people that Harry has shown up for, not just, made these calls, but he's actually shown up for these people. And some of them are not showing up for him, especially at a time when he needs them the most. And of course, because they have found a life of service themselves, and they have aligned themselves more closely with other, areas of society, meaning, of course, the institution, or some of them are trying to get very close to the institution. But, and then again, there are even people who have written books themselves and have said things nearly identical to Harry that have decided to take whatever money or gifts that comes with joining the attack on Harry and his reputation. So it's very comforting for me to see that Lee Spencer has remained loyal to Harry and has even spoken out about this last round of attacks on the one thing in life besides his family that means so much to him. And that's, of course, his military career, his reputation as a soldier. That is what they're trying to destroy. But fortunately, and again, I can't stress this enough, thank you to Stephen Colbert for helping to right this wrong. I'm sorry about that. With his platform. So that's, I mean, look at that, a standing ovation. And then, of course, you guys heard them yell, Harry, Harry, as they were chanting, Harry, Harry. Trust me, they heard that all the way back in Clarence House and Kensington Palace and every little place on Fleet Street that it matters. They heard that. And they're trying to destroy it, but they can't. And we're not going to let them either. So thank you, Lee Spencer. God's Child says, God bless veterans. Did anyone else notice during Prince Harry's interview, and that was the one with Anderson Cooper, Prince Harry's facial expression, tilt of head, eyes to the left, reminded me of Princess Diana at her interview, Uncanny Diana's son. Yes, his facial expressions, people have been doing these side by sides, capturing his facial expression rather than looking, like a hostile egg or worse. I mean, I don't know this as Princess Diana's expression, but Prince Harry has definitely captured the spirit of Diana, and even, the same facial expressions. This at a glance is just like, wow, you just see her. So yeah, thank you for saying that, God's Child. I greatly appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for the super chat, and happy Thursday to you. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex and being a member, which is still a bargain at just $4.99. Okay, let me continue here. So someone in the Sussex squad put this little round table together, this sit down, this coffee clutch, these gossipy hens, and these randy roosters. They have put them together so that you can see how, well, of course, this is just a fantasy photo, is Will and Kate, obviously, but they took license with the images of some of the more controversial royal rodents. And so I merely smoothed out a bit of the rough edges to the image, so it may look a little different ever so slightly to the one that you may have seen on social media, but you have Camilla Tomini. Of course, there is also Angela Levin. There's that hoghead Piers Morgan. And is that Rebecca English over there on the left? I think that's Rebecca English. So, yeah, that is some of the co-conspirators, if you will. But, yeah, that was a lot of fun. So thank you, whoever did that on the interweb, on the social media. You guys, a lot of great comments, and I'm so sorry I'm missing so many of them. Let me see. Oh, okay. I can't read that one out loud. Okay, the Queen has put pressure on him to never divorce. Okay. Well, okay. I see that, but thank you for that comment. And let me see what else here. All right. So I think I'm all caught up. Mary H is the absolute. Tell us how you really feel, Black Queen. Mary H. Well, Mary H was the absolute last one. Prince Harry's daughter does that too, like Princess Diana. Lily Diana has that shy eye look like Princess Diana too. Okay, I didn't really but okay. Oh yes, that one photo, absolutely. Thank you. And I think I may have seen a little bit of that in the docuseries. All right, so here is another unexpected thing I've seen. All right, so this guy's name is John R. Dallas Jr. His truth are newsworthy. Why did I order 2 copies of the Prince Harry memoir from Penguin UK Books to arrive on its date of release to lighten the air swirling around Prince Harry's book? Count the seconds until humorous answer comes from you. Have some fun with this exercise. So this guy is on is on Twitter, and from best I could tell, he, who is an author himself, has written this book. We Need to Have a Word. John R. Dallas Jr., serial company president and chief alignment officer. So I think he's into leadership. That's what it is. And so this book, which is going to be, I think, very much an exercise on leadership, of overcoming insurmountable odds. In other words, a coming of age experience. And that's about as far as I've gotten into the book. So I'm still working on it. But I think that this book is I know it's going to help a lot of people. And so that's why this guy obviously purchased 2 copies of it. People are going to gift this book all over the place. There's even some guy named Sean who has the audio and purchased 2 copies, right? And so, not to be outdone, I am going to purchase yet another copy. And I know some of you guys have purchased quite a few copies to give away. So, yeah, I think this is wonderful. I think this is wonderful. So, if you guys want to read up on John R. Dallas Jr., that's his name. If you Google him, you will find out that this is quite a big shot. Let's see. Introduction by Peter Kostenbaum, PhD, business philosopher, author and professor, creator of the Leadership Diamond. So, I mean, Harry, I'm starting to feel just a little bit sorry for the rest of that family, especially the mediocre Middletons, and of course the Workshire Will. I'm starting to feel just oh, ouch! My fingers are crossed so hard it hurts. But I'm starting to feel just a little bit sorry for them. But worry not, everyone. It's not like William is not above trying to compete with Harry. I mean, check it out. due to the success of Spare, I will also be publishing my memoir titled Hair, detailing my familiar scowl, my alarming baldness, and my once famous resemblance with my mother, which has now faded. Pre-order now for just £100. So yeah, you guys, if you guys are enjoying Spare, you could also find a book to kind of offset or balance out things for William by ordering your copy of Hair. So I think this is a parody account called Wills Windsor, and that is on Twitter. And yeah, so yeah, did I even? I hope I subscribe to this person or follow this person on Twitter. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Wills Windsor, or Prince William Wills at Wills Windsor. So yeah, if you want to go and check out that one, is Wills Windsor. Andy Buller says, I don't have sympathy for those idiots. Not in my nature. All right. Okay. And more good news today. Not only for the Sussexes, but how about Tyler Perry just spent $8.4 million on 37 additional acres to expand his studio in Atlanta. The land will add an entertainment, retail, and restaurant district to the company's current production campus. Tyler Perry Studios currently sits on 330 acres. So if you guys haven't heard this, I believe the Tyler Perry Studios is actually on an old military base, or was it a military hospital base? But it was a military base, I believe. And so the buildings were ideally suited to be repurposed. Not to mention that I even heard that they built up a mock-up of the White House. Well, the White House is often depicted in movies here and there. So the reason why this is going to be so successful is because when you watch movies and you see that peach symbol at the end of the credits, that's because the Hollywood East, as some people refer to it, or the Southern Hollywood, Atlanta and the area around Atlanta has cultivated the movie industry. So a lot of productions actually go there where the labor costs less and there is plenty of infrastructure. There's a lot of people who can no longer take living in LA because it's so expensive. And so they head to Atlanta. And so the state of Georgia very wisely decided, well, if people are going to come here, we are going to have to give them, like, I guess, tax incentives and other ways and other means for them to find a home here in Georgia. So Tyler Perry, I tell you, what perfect timing for him. Tyler Perry, who I think grew up in Atlanta, right? He was born in New Orleans and grew up in Atlanta. Probably know the area very well. So it's a win-win. So Tyler Perry, a media mogul. I still can't believe that I am saying Tyler Perry, media mogul. I mean, like a lot of people, I had those old bootleg plays with Medea. But today, he has so much surpassed the character of Medea and become a bona fide media mogul, a legend. So very, very, very cool, Tyler Perry. Congratulations. That is the usual thing that you hear Robert Jobson say before he speaks. that gurgle that he makes because he has probably just stuffed himself on the royal buffet. As you know, being a royal reporter, being the royal roader, you are fed very well. And of course, you get all of your beverages complimentary at any function that you visit. And in exchange for that, they just hope that you say some nice things about them, as they do not leak to the press. As you know, they, of course, are not the palace sources, right? They're not the ones that's leaking that stuff. That's someone else. So as they don't leak to the press, as they don't brief against Prince Harry, in between all of that, a lot of them eat and drink their field that is, until they can barely walk. So what's the latest from Robert Jobson? Uh, the government must ban Harry from his father's coronation. He'll as he gasps for air. Why don't he just loosen his belt? If you're going to gorge yourself, at least loosen your belt. That's all. If he loosens his belt, I'm sure that will go away. But it's because he is stuffed to the rafters with whatever they gave him, along with stuff that they did not brief to him. He is about to explode. I mean, he literally looks like somebody should stick a pin in him. And then sometimes he'll like go on live on the morning shows. Now, some people say that this may be his latrine, his lavatory at home, or some people seem to believe this may be one of the public restrooms at Heathrow. Whatever it is, it looks like he is multitasking, sweating profusely and gagging on his own fluids. Whatever is going on is more than I could take. I always get so uncomfortable when I watch him. I just feel like he's going to slide right out that chair, like he just can't get enough behind in that seat, and he just subbage to haul off and slide out the chair. Don't I sound country? Subbage to haul off. When was the last time you guys heard that? Now, some of you who have family that comes from the South, fixing to, finna, subbage. And I think subbage, I think that is subject to, but somehow it turned into subbage. So he subbaged to slip off that chair. He's going to haul off and slide on the floor. Haul off. Subbage and haul off. Oh boy, I tell you. Well, I do have some people in my family that are from the South. So if you ever hear me use those colorful colloquiums, then you know exactly where I picked those up. But I like to have fun with it. Wait, there it is. Yeah. I almost feel like he's gonna like stand up and there'll be like a mountain of it behind him. Yeah, that's right. Fenton to haul off, Fenton to haul off, fixing to subbage. God's Child says, I'll buy 3 books, one especially for an elderly dear white friend who consumes the Daily Fail regularly. She believes everything said by them about Harry and Meghan. Her lovely spirit needs to be purged of filth. Oh, God's Child, I love that. I love the way you put that too. God's Child, you should be a writer. Her lovely spirit needs to be purged of filth. Well, thank you for that, God's Child, and thank you for sharing. And also thank you for the super chat and for being a member of Royal Sussex. Still a bargain at just $4.99. Well, Meghan and Harry and if he, and I'm just like, Darth Vader. I am your father, Luke. Okay, so right here, okay. Oh, wait. Let me do it right. In Spare, Harry writes, I remember distinctly Mummy calling out to Megan right after she gave birth to me and thanking her. I think that's when I knew the name of my future soulmate. Words fail me. So this is what's weird about this. Imagine just taking quotes from a parody account and tweeting them as facts. Words fail me. So someone in the squad read that and couldn't believe that Angela Levin took someone else's quote out of context. It was a joke. It was a parody. So in Spare, Harry writes, I remember distinctly Mommy calling out to Megan right after she gave birth to me and thanking her. I think that's when I knew the name of my future soulmate. And of course, Angela Levin says, words fail me. But this is the thing. It begs some people to ask the question, are you drunk? And then someone else said, Angela Levin is a liar. Angela is evil. And then another person says, not in my book, liar. And then lastly, and these are just a few that I grabbed, why are you making up words? This wasn't in the book. Did you forget your meds again, Angela? Honestly, I think that she must have taken that from a parody account and then decided to print it. Oh, well, not print it, but write it on her Twitter as though it actually happened. So it's weird. It's weird. Maybe she saw that somewhere and didn't read the book herself, or maybe she read the book and or something. But it's very weird. Whatever happened, it's weird. And then also, my theory is that it's just because she has a bad case of Miss Magoo. She suffers from a case of Miss Magoo. And when you're Miss Magoo, you see all kind of stuff that ain't there. Um, with those big, gigantic jelly jar bottom glasses or Coke bottle bottom glasses, of course she sees things that aren't there. Oh, wow. Somebody has 8 months. Yes, there's. Let me see who is this. Iris Demonia has 8 months membership. Thank you so much. I am so happy. Thank you. 8 months for Iris Demonia. Thank you. All right. Well, for some people, this will explain that trip to India that at a resort that costs some $4,000 a day. And for other people, well, anyway, that is what the Inquirer says. If you guys grab the Inquirer off the newsstand, it tells an account, or I didn't see it myself, but this is what's in the Inquirer right now. So not only does some other member of the family disappear for 30, 60 to 90 days, there are some members of the family who will disappear for matters of weeks. Well, anyway, I don't know. I'm being very careful when I say that this is the Inquirer's account, not mine. Now, I know what it looks like. According to, is it Jimmy? It looks like an old heifer. I love when people say heifer. Once somebody say heifer, that's when you got to lean in, because whatever follows is got to be good. Yeah, so anyway, those are the words from the Inquirer, not mine. I'm just the messenger, so nobody come after me. And with that, you guys, guess what? I have completed my message. And so I'm jotting down certain talking points so I can start working on tomorrow's Royal Sussex. But yes, that's it, you guys. You have survived yet another episode of Royal Sussex. So thank you all so much for being here. And thank you all for your contributions. Thank you for your oh wow. I just saw something. I'm not gonna give it away, but you guys, I'm gonna talk about the book next week. Hopefully I'll finish it by then. But for now, I just want to share as little as possible, unless there's like some major talking point that we need to discuss because it is splattered all over the news. But even with that, I will try to be as careful as possible. But again, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go and look for my list, I suppose. Yeah, I do have a list, right? And then I see it is there. Thank you so much, Sherry Ware. Thank you so much for your donations today. Connie Balmer, Chef Sandy Love, Elaine Parker, God's Child going once, twice, and three times for your super chats. Joy Amore, Ava Langren, also a super chat, and Iris Demonia for your 8 months membership to Royal Sussex. Thank you, one and all. So look at there, you guys. You guys are getting off easy tonight. Hour and 38 minutes. I think I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to stay on super long. I was on 2.5 hours yesterday. I certainly didn't mean to do that, but thank you guys so much for your contributions. Thank you for your comments as well. And thank you guys for liking and sharing and subscribing. Royal Sussex is nearly at 30,000 subscribers, which is insane. I'm just like, when did that happen? But it has. And not only that, let me share some other statistics with you guys. So, 30,000 subscribers soon. Oh, it's 29,933, right? Also, Royal Sussex has a whopping 15.2 million views. 15.2 million views of Royal Sussex and 3 million watch hours. That's 3 million watch hours. 3 million hours of Royal Sussex has been consumed. And almost 30,000 subscribers. So I am just blown away. Can't believe it. When did that happen? And I think, how many videos is it now? I think we're about 850 videos? No, not that much. But there are quite a few. And I promise you guys, I don't remember 850 videos. I have no knowledge of making that many videos. Okay, 821. That's the exact number. 821 videos, 3 million watch hours, and 15.2 million views. Holy cow. Wow. So that is incredible. All right, thank you so much, you guys. And I am going to look for a last comment, and then I'm going to avenge. And I'm going to try to make it over to the who's on right now? Is Pedo on or Ann or both? Anyway, I'm going to try to make it over to someone else. And thank you. Let me see here. Last comment of the day, everyone, is let me see. Nice Baron. Face, red heart shape, red. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And last word of the day. Dorothy Ross says, good night, all. See you all soon. That sounds like an ending to me. Thank you very much. Oh, 10 has a super chat. Kate is grinning and grinning and grinning more. Remember, I used to do that in those recorded videos. I'm going to have to make another one of those where she's grinning, 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 and grinning. I used to do that where I would have the image flipping left and right. 821 videos. That is insane. 800. And I can't wrap my brain around that. When did that happen? 821 videos? Seriously? I'm just like, how is that possible? Oh, well, it happened, I guess. I mean, I was there, I suppose. Okay, thank you guys. And I am going to Ginge Avenge. Also, as always, thank you to our queens, our two queens, our Queen of Hearts and our Queen of Everything, the rock of the Sussex family. All right, so thank you guys, and I'm going to cue Ginger Avenger. Okay. I have to say that I am still so proud of this moment right here. No, not those old shady. Oh, what's that you got there? You guys, what would we do if it wasn't for Lydia? I tell you, Lydia has done more than anybody in the squad to help keep me on track. There we go. Perfect. Thank you so much, Lydia. Most of the time, I don't even know what it is. I'm like, okay. All right. So right here, you have Loose Women. And that, of course, is, well, I know what that is. That's Sherry and Sade, you guys. I'm just kidding. I do know what that is. I love Sherry. Let me see. So this is the Loose Women crew, right? A bunch of middle-aged white women who seem to have it in for that woman of color. Now, this, of course, is not speaking for all of the middle-aged white women or otherwise of Britain, but they just happen to be who they are, and they seem to have the sentiment that they have toward Meghan. They do not speak for the whole of the British society. I have to keep reminding myself of that. So there are many women that look just like them all across Britain that do not have it in for the Duchess of Sussex or Prince Harry. Very important to remember that. This is not a cross-section of society. These are just some very bitter old Bettys that seem to they're very like-minded. You're not going to get any objectivity because you watch loose women. However, I started to see them in a different light. I noticed the bangs and more bangs and more bangs. And I'm just like, is this a rogue set of mops or is this a talk show? What the heck is going on? And so I started thinking about a cartoon from my childhood called The Flintstones, who had some neighbors that moved in, and their names were the Gruesomes. And I remember the Gruesomes all had those rather bizarre bangs. And so, well, one thing led to another, and bam, you got the Gruesome women from left to right. Actually, I don't know their names, but I had so much fun with this, so I thought I would share it again. I kind of laughed myself to sleep last night because I took another look at this, but anyway, it's a lot of fun. So again, you guys, I know that you know I don't need to remind you guys this, but is not a cross section of the greater society. It's just a handful of women who seem to be obsessed with bangs and who seem to have it in for the Duchess of Sussex. There are plenty of women their age and from their socioeconomic level who love and respect our Duchess. So try to remember that, right? I said, right? Okay, I'm just going to assume that you guys agree with me, right? Okay. Somewhat agree with me, right? Right. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Love you. And I am going to multitask while I listen to Sherry and Sade. All right, good night, you guys. Love you so much. And I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love your tomorrow. You're only a day away.